Hey guys, Mark McIlyar with Live Anabolic, and today I want to give you a list of my favorite high protein foods. And one thing that's so important about nutrition is actually knowing what foods are really high in protein, and then of course what foods to avoid are pretty simple. I mean, the foods to avoid are the ones with, obviously lots of processed sugars in them, and foods that are highly processed carbohydrates, whether it's sugar or not. But a lot of guys don't realize that there's tons of fantastic proteins to choose from. And if you make sure you get some of that in every single meal, not only will it make you feel more satiated, more full, okay, it means you'll eat less of those highly processed carbs and simple sugars. And then the other benefit, of course, is, we're all trying to build muscle. And if you're not getting enough protein in your daily diet, you're just spinning your wheels, guys. You could be killing yourself at the gym or at your home workouts. And if you're not getting enough protein, your muscles simply don't have what's necessary to rebuild and restore after you tear them down during a really tough workout. So, without further ado, I'm just going to kind of read off some of the proteins that I buy and eat on a daily basis. And of course, chicken is number one. You can get chicken everywhere. You can get chicken at fast food restaurants. Of course, you buy chicken at the grocery store, and you can prepare it all these different ways. And chicken is the go-to for all these serious bodybuilders. I mean, they literally eat chicken every single day, and they typically eat it with rice and some vegetable. So it's it's super high in protein, and it's got zero carbs and pretty much zero fat in it. It's almost 100% pure protein. Another one, of course, is just beef, any kind of beef. When I'm at the grocery store, I typically get a pound of sliced roast beef, and I use that when I'm making sandwiches. But guys, you can buy steaks. You can even buy hamburger meat. Just don't get the 80-20 hamburger. That's the 20% fat, 80% beef, protein. Get the 90-10, okay? That way you'll cut way down on the number of calories. But hamburger is still really, really high in protein. And then, of course, you can buy any steak you want. Almost every steak is real high in protein and pretty low in fat, okay? Moving on to another favorite of mine is salmon. Salmon is really, really easy to cook too, guys. Very high in protein. It's got the great healthy fats, okay? The omega-3 fats. And when I buy salmon, I'm typically buying it a big chunk, like 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds of salmon, and I use it when I meal prep. So I'll have a bunch of rice and other vegetables, and I'll mix it all together, and I'll get a huge Tupperware tub full of salmon, rice, and vegetables. And that'll last me for a week or longer, okay? Eggs and bacon. Man, it's not just, for lunch and dinner, breakfast. I love eggs and bacon, all right? Eggs are a great source of protein. One egg has about 8 grams of protein in it. So, you don't have to avoid eggs. If you guys are on a really strict diet, let's say you're trying to lose 60 pounds or 80 pounds or something like that, a lot of you guys should buy egg whites. So don't eat the whole egg, because the yolk is real high in fat, all right? But it's the good fat, all right? So for you guys that are really watching your calories but still need the protein, just go to the grocery store and buy one of those cartons of egg whites, all right? On from there, of course, for snacks, I love beef jerky, all right? Beef jerky is almost 100% protein. Very few carbs, very little fat. You can also get turkey jerky, all right? Same thing, real high in protein, almost no carbs or fat. And it's a great snack, and you don't have to refrigerate it. You can throw it in your car and just take it on a road trip with you. I do that all the time when I'm driving on long trips to go racing. I'll have beef jerky in the car, and I can just snack on that. Late at night, when you're getting the munchies, 9, 10 o'clock at night, you need something kind of sweet, Greek yogurt. Oh my gosh, I love Greek. I have one of those little tubs of Greek yogurt every single night. It's got fruit in it. It's got 12 grams of protein, and it tastes almost as good as ice cream. All right. Another one of my staples are protein bars. Tons of different brands out there. I buy Quest, but there's not, you don't have to buy Quest, okay? Protein bars, tons of them. Just make sure that your protein bars has about 20 grams of protein or more. Some of them are really big and have got 30, 40 grams of protein. Those Quest bars also come with a lot of fiber in them. I love them. They taste phenomenal, and they got a ton of different flavors. And it's just a quick way to get 20 grams of protein. And then, of course, along that same line are protein shakes. Every day when I leave the gym, I buy one of those little carton protein shakes, and I just drink it in the car on the way home, and that's 40 grams of protein, and it's got very few carbs and almost no fat in it, okay? All along the same lines, once again, is protein powder. I buy these big tubs of protein powder, and I'll put a scoop of that on my cereal in the morning. Sometimes I'll put a scoop of that in some milk or even some water if I'm really watching my calories, and that's a quick, easy way to get 24 or 40 grams, of protein just like that. Another great source of protein, guys, is cheese. I'm a cheese freak. I love it. I love eating cheese with crackers, and of course crackers, are highly processed carbohydrates. But put the cheese on your sandwiches with your sliced roast beef or whatever else. You could be buying pastrami, sliced ham, sliced turkey, sliced chicken. Tons of fantastic sandwiches you can make that are super high in protein because you can buy keto style bread. Back in the old days, all you had was, whole grain bread, and it's a highly processed carbohydrate, which is not all that great for you. But nowadays, there's tons of these breads out there that are real high in protein. I've got two different brands of bread at my grocery store. One has got 6 grams per slice of bread, and the other one has got 10 grams per slice. That's amazing. So they're real high in fiber and they're real low in net carbs. All right. And so, when I make a sandwich with this bread, I might have two slices, 10 and 10, so 20 grams of protein just in the bread. Then I'll put a bunch of sliced roast beef on there. That's another 20 grams or 25 grams of protein, and I'll put some cheese on there, and that's another 5 or 6 grams of protein. I mean, that's a fantastic meal. I'll eat a pickle with it, which is basically 0 calories. All right, and then I'll get some of these rice cakes or something like that to eat as my kind of like my fake potato chip. So that's a real easy go-to for getting great protein. And then, of course, in the mornings, on a regular basis, most days, I'll eat a high-protein cereal with milk. And most of the cereals at the grocery store are not good for you. Highly processed, real high in sugar. So I would say 90% of them are pretty bad for you. But there are some really good cereals out there that are high in protein and high in fiber and real low in net carbs. That's what you're looking for, is low net carbs. And to calculate that, you just take the total carbohydrates and then subtract out the fiber carbohydrates. You can subtract that, and that gives you your net carbs. That's what you're looking for. And so I buy Kashi. Kashi's got several different flavors that are high in protein and high in fiber and low in processed carbohydrates. So, I'll eat that with milk, which has got, 8 grams of protein per cup. And on top of that, I'll put a little of that protein powder on the top of it. I buy vanilla, but it tastes real sweet, even though it doesn't have hardly any sugar in it. So protein powder on top of the cereal with milk, that ends up being about 40 grams of protein just in a bowl of cereal. And then after that, of course, I go to my protein bar, which is another 24 grams, and I love eating that with my coffee. So, guys, tons of easy, creative ways to get protein into your daily diet, and you need to do it on a daily basis. And then, of course, if you kind of have a handle on these foods that I just listed, you can also apply that knowledge when you're going out to restaurants to eat. All right, so you can always find something on the menu that's good for you, that's healthy, that's high in protein, and it's low in processed carbs, because all these restaurants offer all kinds of vegetables, all right? Vegetables are pretty much just free. they got very few calories, almost no fat typically, very low in carbohydrates, but they have a lot of nutrients, all right? So you can eat as many vegetables as you want typically when you're going out to a restaurant, and combine that with any of these proteins I mentioned, you're good to go. So there you have it. Those are my favorite proteins that I go to on a regular day in, day out basis, and it's really not hard. It's pretty simple. And I promise you're going to see some fantastic results, but only if you stick with it and never give up on yourself.